everybody. I'm Joey Evans.
And I'm Wendy Yi.
And we are talking about Orapa Space.
The biggest and greatest and broadest of the Orapas.
Says all that right there. Is Orapa going to be one of those words that they get on me about saying wrong every time?
It's Orapa.
I know people are going to say that in the comments. They're like, I can't believe you said that.
It.
Like the P is silent. It's Ora.
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 So I'm going to say Orapa Space.
You got it.
This is pretty much similar to Orapa Mine, which you have played. We have played both of them. So I'm going to quickly tell you how this plays, and then we're going to talk about the differences and what we think about this space and space in general. Okay, we are set up for a game of Orapa Space right here. In this, everyone is going to get their own board here to set up their different planets. This is similar to Orapa Mine as far as where you're going to arrange them. You've got some kind of guidelines. You can't have anything that's completely covered. It has to be able to be hit from the sides, and also two of these can't kind of take on the same grid. Now, first off, it's not going to look like this. I'm doing this for the video here. It's actually going to be on a platform like this, so it will be hidden from everybody else. But this is what you're going to have, and the other person is going to try to ask you questions to deduce where your planets are. So you're going to get a paper like this. Each person is, and everybody's going to have their different planets, and you're going to ask questions. Your question is, if you fire a laser in from a certain number or letter, where does it come out and what color is it? Now, the way you figure that out, first off, let's tell you these are round, and that might kind of confuse some people. You are going to get this board right here that is going to tell you the angle things pop off at. For example, right here, white, if you fired a laser white, like if the person says 3, then you're going to say, well, 3 white. So a laser coming 3 would actually go right back. It would hit white and go right back here. Now that's one of the ones that is confusing, because if you look on this board here, you will notice that that white planet here is actually flat on both sides there. So if it came from 3, it would go right back to 3 and be white. Now say it's 12. 12, you're going to say, well, take a look at this. 12 goes over and up. So you're going to say it comes out 2 and it is red. All right, now let's get more complicated. If it hits more than 1, it could combine colors. For example, if it hits blue and white, it would be light blue. Now, for example, let's say it's going through D. The person says, oh, what about D? Well, the other person is going to look and is going to say, okay, laser comes in here, D. It's going to hit the side of that planet. Pretty sure that's Earth. And take a look here. You're going to show it. It's going to show it goes down. Then this one, again, you check this out. It's going to go over here. And because it hits the side of this yellow planet, take a look. On the yellow planet right here, it's flat. So what happens here is it goes boom, 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 boom. So it actually comes right back out at D. And there's this nice, in case you don't know your colors, if it does hit yellow and blue and white, it would be light green. Yeah, that would be pretty complicated right there. So the more it hits, it actually does have this little cheat sheet, which honestly is good. One thing I will say, like right here, yellow and white, that's a light yellow, but here it's lemon. Blue and white is light blue, but here it has it as sky blue. And of course, if it hits all of these, it will turn into black. So everyone is going to write down on their sheet, this is one that's already filled out, and they're going to try to guess. You're going to write the answers to these, like A, where does it come out? And that answer was 2B. And you're going to try to fill this out and guess where the planets are. There's one more question you can ask on this one. You could ask, if you're kind of stuck and you're not sure what is in an exact sector, you could say, hey, what is actually in B6, right? So they would look at that and they would say nothing. Or if you ask something like, what is in D4? And they would say a blue planet. So you can ask that for specific information if you are kind of curious, you think you're close, but you don't know exactly where you are. Now, one other thing, there is a black hole kind of added to this if you want a more advanced game. This is very interesting because, like, say the black hole is here, all right? If a laser comes near a black hole, then it's going to turn at a right angle. For example, right here. So if a 9 comes in, hits this white, and then let's take a look. This actually is an angle. So it's going to come through here, go this way, and this is going to kind of be pulled by the gravity and then go right out at 5. So it's going to come out at 5, and it'll be white. So this is an expansion right here. Also, if a laser ever hits the black hole head on, the laser just disappears. So you're going to know that the black hole is somewhere around there. But this is an expansion right here. This is something I don't really recommend playing, but I'm telling you how to play with that just in case you want to. One last thing I will mention, these are magnets on there. So take a look at this component-wise. These are really nice. They just fit right in there like that. And this one, of course, goes right up against the bottom. So that makes this really, really nice to be able to sit up like that. Anyway, so that is how you play Orapa Space. Let's send it back and see what we thought about it. Okay, so that is it. That is what is in Orapa Space.
It is bigger and better and more vertical.
And more magnets.
Oh, magnetically vertical.
Was it just like, when you opened it and you saw the magnets, did it just a little bit make you happy?
Oh, it made me so happy. But I didn't open the box and see the magnets. I saw you sitting with it in front of you all set up, and I was like, what is that? Is that Orapa mine?
Yes.
So I thought that you had just like homebrewed a version that was so
Really?
much better. Yes.
You gave me far too much credit.
Oh yeah, obviously.
There's no way. So, okay, so Orapa Space, you do like that one, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Difference-wise, there's not a lot to talk about. A couple of things. First off, the magnets. I think that was a huge upgrade. I think that really worked well.
And I think the vertical space is easier to see than the little, I don't know, what do you call those? Like little covers?
Right.
Player shields.
Yeah, and the shields were so small, you really are trying not to see the entire time. You know, this one, they're right there. Everything's very hideable. I know some people wish they were, I guess, laminated, but you can laminate these little sheets here too and all that stuff.
Yeah, you can. I think my biggest issue with the production is that it doesn't have the grids on the planets. And so it makes it really hard to remember where the vertical edges are. And so I know we had issues with that when I played because when stuff bounces around and you're like, no, is that a curve or is that an angle? Is it a, you know what I mean? Trying to remember what that is. I just wish they'd put the grid lines on it, like easy screen printing. And on my personal copy, I'm going to draw the little square marks on it with pencil. And just because I feel like it's so important. And I think it's really cool the way that the planets work. And so I want it to be obvious.
I agree, and I know they have it written somewhere on there. In this, is it this?
Oh, it's definitely in the rule. Yeah, it's in the rule book. Like,
even though I think I know what's going on, a couple times I'm like, oh no, it would bounce this direction. Yeah. You know, so I'd find myself wrong a couple times.
Right. Right. And nobody wants that. Like the point of this game is to get correct information, and so it just makes it a little bit harder to make sure that that information is correct.
Yeah, and I know why they didn't, because they wanted to see thematically. You got the planets up there and all that stuff. But you're right, because the whole thing is my wife had not played Orapa Mine, right? And this one, I think, is a spoiler. I think it's a better version. I think because of the magnets and stuff. But I started her with this one, and that was a mistake. It's not that it's overcomplicated. It's the fact that wrapping your head around the type, I say this little sheet here, which I will show on there, that shows you where things bounce, that takes a second. Yeah. You know, to see which directions and stuff.
I also think it's funny that they have like light purple and light green or whatever, but then they're like, this one's called lemon. And this one is called sky blue. And I'm like, why isn't it just light versions of everything? Like, I understand pink. That is the light version of red. We all know that, right? Yeah. But like, I don't call lemon yellow. I would just be like, it's a light yellow.
No, yeah, I 100%.
That just means that it hit white.
Do not do that. And one of the rules they got rid of from the first one is the fact that when you ask when a laser goes in, when it comes out, you can ask the number of things it hits in the first one. But you very rarely did that. This one, they replaced that with you can ask what is in a particular quadrant. And that, I think, really helps a lot, because that was, for me, it was a game changer, because if you are down there and you're like, I'm so close to figuring out what is there, that really, really helps. Yeah. Yeah.
So I played Orapa Mine with some people that played it a ton, because I don't get to like crunchy learn games as much as I would like to. And they just blew me out of the water. Really? And so I could see this happening too with this, that there's probably those really obvious moments. I'd be like, oh, it bounced around like this, and people figure it out, and I'll just be like, oh, I don't know. I'm lost. Yeah. But I still really enjoy it, even if I'm not the person who's going to win every time.
I agree. There's a black hole kind of thing. Did you play the black hole at all?
I did not.
You did not. Okay, that's it's very advanced. It's very hard to find that black hole, because what that does is that turns you into a right angle right around it once, and I mean, I can't imagine when I played with it. don't think I will again, you know.
It reminds me of, so I did programming as like my COVID hobby or whatever.
Yeah.
And once they got to like physics, they jumped from like, here's how you draw a circle via programming. And then it went to like, here's how you add physics. And I was like, no, I'm out.
That's where I am.
That's what it's adding. It's
yeah, exactly.
Oh my
that's
gosh.
where, so anyway, that's pretty much the main things that are going on with this. I still think it's a perfect deduction game. So where are you coming down on this?
I'm coming down at 8.5. I think this is a fabulous game. And I'm sitting there between like, is it 8.5 or 9? And I really think it's just being able to see those outlines. That's enough to break it down just a little bit for me because it's so usability functional that it's lacking. But once again, that's a quick, easy fix. Grab some Sharpies, grab some pencils, whatever. Sketch it in yourself. It'll be okay.
I agree. I'm coming in at a 9. You know, I can see this going up to 9.5, but really the things you mentioned, one thing is you need several of these. You know, everyone needs one of these to show you where the corners are on these. And I still think this is a 2-player game. You can play more. I do think it's more fun at 2 players. So you go back and forth. Everyone has their grid.
I do love it, yeah.
You know, and you just ask those questions. You come back. I think this is virtually the perfect deduction game. I will say if I'm teaching someone, I will go to Orapa Mind over Orapa Space. This is one of the rare times that I do not think this replaces the original for the reasons you said.
You know what I would love? Is if they came out with magnet versions of the original.
That's it.
Can you just stick magnets on what you have?
That is 100% it. If it was that, that would be far higher because the magnets on this are what are just fantastic too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
So anyway, if you like Orapa Mind, if you like the deduction thing, seriously check that out. That is a seal of excellence from both of us. So that is Orapa Space. And I said it right?
Yeah, you did. Good job.
Nailed it.
You can say space. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Wendy Yi.
I'm Joy Evans.
Go spend time in space.
Yeah.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.